Why would a truck carry wheels that never touch the road? How can something built to handle enormous weight look like it's missing a basic function? Imagine you're driving down the highway, stuck in traffic, casually glancing at the vehicles beside you. Next to you is a massive dump truck, loud engine, thick metal frame, everything about it screams heavy. At first, nothing seems unusual at all, because this is exactly what you expect a truck to look like. Then your eyes drop toward the wheels. One entire set isn't touching the road. It's spinning freely, hovering just inches above the asphalt, like it forgot what its job was. Hi, welcome back to Why Explained. Today we're going to figure out why some truck wheels are designed to do exactly that. Most people jump to the same conclusion the moment they notice those floating wheels. Something must be broken. Maybe the suspension failed, maybe the truck is overloaded, or maybe a very expensive mechanical part just gave up mid-drive. That assumption makes sense. We're used to thinking that more wheels on the ground means more stability and safety. If a chair loses a leg, it wobbles. If a tire lifts off the road, it feels like bad news is coming. At first glance, it even looks wasteful. Why would a truck carry extra wheels if they're not always being used? Why haul around heavy rubber and steel that seem to do absolutely nothing? So yes, your instinct is reasonable. It just turns out to be pointing in the wrong direction. To understand what's actually happening, we need to stop looking at the truck for a moment and start looking at the road underneath it. Roads look tough, concrete looks solid, asphalt feels hard and unmovable. But roads don't fail because of weight alone. They fail because of pressure. What really matters isn't how heavy a truck is in total, but how much of that weight is being pushed onto each axle. That's why transportation laws talk about axle limits, not just vehicle weight. Too much force in one small area slowly crushes pavement, even if the road looks perfectly fine from above. Here's an easier way to picture it. Imagine walking across deep snow. Wear regular shoes, and you sink immediately. Put on snowshoes, and suddenly you're fine. You didn't lose weight, you just spread it out. That's exactly what those extra truck wheels are for. When a dump truck is fully loaded with gravel, concrete, or debris, its weight increases dramatically. At that point, a normal set of axles can't legally handle the load on their own. So the truck uses something called a lift axle. When needed, airbags inflate and lower an extra axle onto the road. Now the same heavy load is shared across more wheels. Pressure per axle drops. Road damage decreases. The truck becomes legal to drive. Once the truck unloads its cargo, everything changes again. The extra weight is gone. The road no longer needs that extra support. Keeping those wheels on the ground would just add friction. So the system lifts the axle back up. That's why the wheels appear to hover while still spinning. They're not broken. They're not forgotten. They're waiting for the moment when they're actually needed. But that's still not the whole story. Because physics isn't the only thing truck designers care about. There's another reason those wheels lift off the ground, and it's a lot more down to earth: money. Truck tires are expensive, really expensive. Each one costs hundreds of dollars, and every mile they roll slowly wears them down. More wheels on the road means more rolling resistance. More resistance means the engine has to work harder, and that means more fuel burned, every single mile. Once a truck has dropped off its load, those extra wheels stop helping. They just drag along, wasting fuel and chewing through rubber for no benefit. Lifting the axle changes that instantly. Less contact with the road, less resistance, better fuel efficiency. And then there are the rules. On many highways and bridges, tolls aren't based on how heavy a truck looks, but on how many axles are actually touching the road. Lift one axle and the truck can legally pay less. Over long distances, those small savings add up fast. So that floating wheel isn't just about physics. It's also about efficiency, regulations, and long-term cost. So the next time you're driving down the highway and spot a truck beside you, you'll probably notice that floating wheel again. But now it won't look like a mistake. It won't feel like bad engineering or a mechanical failure. You'll see it as a quiet decision happening in real time, a system adapting to weight, protecting roads, saving fuel, and following the rules. What once looked strange is actually a clever balance between physics, money, and design. And once you notice that kind of hidden logic, it tends to show up everywhere. In bridges, in buildings, in everyday machines that only look wrong until you understand why they exist. Science is full of strange little surprises. If questions like this make your brain light up, Why Explained has plenty more waiting for you. Stay curious.